You want your new board game announcements? Well, we've got them. Plus more right here for you on our Board Game News Roundup for the week of April 8th, 2019. Days of Wonder has another new Ticket to Ride game coming out this summer. It's Ticket to Ride London. This is in the vein of their Ticket to Ride New York game from last year, in that it is a smaller version of the normal Ticket to Ride game for 2 to 4 players that will only take you around 15 minutes to play through a single game. It takes place in London, and instead of trains, you are using buses. And it also takes place in the 1970s, because I guess they wanted to use that 70s color and style to add a little bit of extra pizzazz to the game. The rules are essentially the same as original Ticket to Ride. You're trying to connect routes. There is one added wrinkle in that there are districts in this version, and you will get additional points if you manage to complete routes all within the same colored district. So it's another small Ticket to Ride like New York. Do you think that we have too many Ticket to Ride games yet? Or
well, I don't know about this line because I believe, if I recall, New York, neither of us have played it, but that one is designed to be like, like a 15-minute game, like
same
very
exact thing
short.
As this.
So I feel like these are almost like a different offshoot. When you say it has the Ticket to Ride name and some of the mechanics, but it's not the same way when I'm like, it's another Munchkin.
I mean, it is literally the same rules. It's just a smaller board.
Just because it takes 15 minutes to me, that makes it a much different beast.
Yeah.
And I guess also, if you're now, one of the reasons you can enjoy Ticket to Ride is because the original one is America. But if you live in Germany, there's a German board. If you live in the UK, there's a UK board. So this is like if you want a quick one and you don't live in the United States, this is...
I feel like this is so we can sell this at the London airport.
That too, yeah.
So tourists or like a gift shop at any London...
So it's not going to be a bit more pricey depending on what happens with Brexit.
Actually, you won't be able to get it at a London gift shop yet because it's going to start being exclusive for Walmart.
You're right.
So that is another thing to keep in mind, in addition to the dangers of Brexit.
That could be it, because maybe they heard Target's exclusive. I think Target had the exclusive for the New York one, so Walmart's
really?
like, you want one.
Maybe, yeah, that could be the case. They did leave a tease on the end of this, because New York was cabs and this one is buses, saying, what do you think the next city will be? So it seems like they are going to continue with different cities that don't really make themselves known for trains.
Right.
Any guesses about what kinds of vehicles maybe we'll see?
I believe they're called, in India they have rickshaws, I think they're called.
Yeah.
That would probably be good. But though, I think there's actually a Cellular Catonic expansion called
I remember
rickshaw.
that, yeah.
In terms of a vehicle, I would like maybe the Grand Tour Top Gear version when you actually play as the host, but everyone else is crowding you with buses and stuff. So
that could be good. How about sled dogs in
the Alaskans?
Ticket to Ride Alaska, Juneau.
Yeah, that could be one.
I don't know. Like I said, it's going to be out this summer, so if you want another Ticket to Ride, or you really just like buses over trains or taxi cabs, check out London.
Renegade Game Studios has 2 new announcements, both coming for this August 2019. Once again, great Gen Con time. The first one is called Artsy. You are running a museum wing, and your goal is to, if you haven't guessed, collect art, which will be pretty much set collecting, and try to prove that you have the best gallery, because that's always a good thing to have, being the best. The other one is Time Chase, where you have invented time travel. But unfortunately, apparently, all your colleagues have decided to try to use the time machine to change time, so they are the ones credited with creating time travel. I'm sure there's a paradox loop in there somewhere, but that is a trick-taking game where you will actually be able to go back in time and affect different tricks, which are called events, in essence, gain control of them. So it's not only playing and gaining the tricks, but maybe changing the tricks from previous plays, and the first one to control 3 events will win. Both of these, as you said, will come out in August. The art one, I will say, I feel like we're starting to actually subtly but hit the point of art gallery games.
Yeah, I think it's kind of like in the category of pirates, where it's not like zombie or Cthulhu levels, but you're starting to turn around and say, oh yeah, there are 800 of these. Where did they come from?
And part of me just leaves me a little bit disappointed because they're all in on art. And maybe they're sort of like animal pieces or this. It's not like
History museum or something.
Or like even a mix, like, sure, you're going for the art, but I went for the fossils, and maybe they score differently, and that could be a cool thing. There might be some games out there, but I feel like that's a little thing that could have added to these games. The trick taking, I'm curious about the trick taking one going back, like how that will work.
Yeah, that definitely, because the art one, they didn't really give that many details about how it plays. The trick taking one, being able to go back to tricks, how is there a method? Will the other player be able to prevent you from doing it?
Well, it seems like not me being prevent, I might take control of it. So there might be a way, like, I have the one card to make that trick better.
So you say, I actually won that trick. So maybe you leave your past final plays out and you can affect them.
That's definitely one where I think
interesting.
Sounds the most curious of the two for me.
Yeah, for me as well.
And luckily, both will be coming very soon, so we'll be able to hopefully get a look at them within the near future.
If you were on the internet last week, you most likely saw a bunch of April Fool's jokes from different companies, maybe even on our own dumb channel with our own dumb jokes, and a fair number of board game publishers got in on the fun as well. For my money, the most interesting and most elaborate, perhaps, one was from Fantasy Flight, where they announced a new expansion for the Arkham Horror card game called Barkham Horror, in which all the characters were replaced by dogs. There were also two cereal-related jokes. First, Z-Man announced a pandemic cereal, and then Renegade Game Studios announced Renegade Game Studios, which seems like a perfect fit. There was also one from Eagle Griffin. They announced a giant box to hold a large number of games from a specific designer, Vital Lacerda, whose name I'm not sure I can pronounce correctly. But that one is significant for me because I received an email about it from the Kickstarter newsletter I had joined and did not realize it was a joke. It seemed completely plausible that it's this giant steel box that holds 20 games and you can connect them all and play one epic campaign. I thought it was real. I don't know. Did you see any of these? You must have looked at the Barkham Horror.
I know, right? I saw that one. I forgot how I saw it. Honestly, April Fools, I'm not going on the internet. It's a bad day. I feel like the best April Fools jokes are when Millennium Blades did, when it's we actually made a project you can buy. So there's actually, I feel like, something where it's not just look, it's gone and done.
Well, there was, I don't know whether or not you qualify it as a joke, but Sandy Peterson put up that Cthulhu Wars extension.
That one was, it's sort of funny just because you don't think about it. It was the cat race, but cats are actually very important to Lovecraft, I think because he was just a cat person. So they made a cat playable race, which I thought was really cool. But that one also, if you look at, they don't look jokey. He made it sound jokey, but they're serious. They are still terrifying cats.
My personal favorite aspect was the fact that in the Barkham Horror, they all had pun names, but for Rex Murphy, he was just Rex Murphy because Rex is already a dog name.
Yeah.
So there's some good stuff in there. I don't know. Let us know if there are any other April Fool's jokes that we missed or that you were fooled by, like me.
Finally, let's look at some real products that you can now purchase. First off, we've got the Star Wars Destiny decks. We got two new starter sets. One is Obi-Wan Kenobi, the other General Grievous. This is based on the prequel trilogy, and you can have them face off. We've also got from WizKids the new Dungeons & Dragons board game, Waterdeep Dungeon of the Mad Mage. This is based off the new book, I believe, that just came out. They have a whole bunch of these large games that you can play. Finally, Bezier has continuing with their One Night series. We have One Night Ultimate Supervillain, which is based off, if you haven't guessed, supervillains. So I guess some continuing in the line. This is mostly continuing some already very well-established lines already out there.
Yeah, that's true. We have yet to play, and also I have never really heard anyone talk about any of those WizKids Dungeons & Dragons board games. So I'm very interested to hear people in the comments. They're this big. They're usually $80 retail, and there must be a market there because they keep making so many of them, but they just seem so huge.
Everyone just buys them just for the minis for their direction.
It could be.
I have played the original One Night at a convention, but I haven't played any of their weird ones.
We've played One Night, or we played Daybreak, or One Night, just regular One Night Ultimate Werewolf. We've played something at a game night together.
Yeah, but not like the vampire or the alien.
No, right.
The ones that aren't just.
But aren't they? I think they're mostly just weird rolls.
I think so. I haven't really dived in to see what's different.
So I shall also add full disclosure. There was also new packs for Arkham Horror and Lord of the Rings LCGs this week, but they come out so frequently that it's like you probably are following those if you are interested in those already. I don't know.
Before we end this video, we do want to mention there technically was one other news story. The Board Game Geek announced their winners for their Geek Awards. We actually decided that we're going to make a separate video where we're going to talk a little bit our thoughts for each winner, and that way, if you want to talk about it, the whole video there, comment section there, is just for you.
That's right, we're going to go super in-depth on it. We couldn't fit it all into this one video. We're going to really give it the amount of attention that it deserves. So find us there.
Yeah.
It's going to be on our channel very, very shortly.
But if you want to comment on these news stories, the comment section right down below is the perfect place.
It is, but even maybe just as perfect, you can also find us on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook at Roll for Crit, or on our own website, rollforcrit.com, where you could get in touch with us there as well.
That's no April Fool's joke.
No jokes. No jokes.
Completely serious now.
Anyway, I'm Jonathan.
I'm Will.
And this has been the Roll for Crit News Roundup.
Don't forget to click that like button and, of course, subscribe for even more excellent videos.
I subscribed and now I'm rich.